There are several different layers to learning how to complete the square, so we'll start off with a really simple one. So first I have x squared plus 6x, no third term. This would be the a term, this would be the b term, and then we don't have a c here. The first step for completing the square is to take the b term, this is 6, divide by 2, that's 3, and then square it. So 3 squared is 9. Over here I have x squared plus 6x plus 9. So once I have this can be factored. This is just a simple trinomial with the leading coefficient of 1. So I have an x, and I need two numbers that multiply to 9 and add up to 6. Well, 3 and 3 do that. And if you've completed the square, these really should be the same because you're just going to rewrite your answer like this. X plus 3 squared. Going a little further into the topic, what I have here is not in standard form, so I want to rewrite this so that I have it spread out a little bit. And what I want to do is I want to find the c term over here, and I've left a little bit of a space. So from the last example, we saw that we take, this is a, b, we don't have a c here. So we take the b term, which is 16, we divide by 2, that's 8, and then we square 8, which is 64. I'll leave it in a different color here, so I have plus 64, and over here I also have plus 64. Now what I'm going to do is simplify this side, so I'm just going to rewrite. So I have x squared minus 16x plus 64 equals 49. This here adds up to 49. Once I'm up to this step over here, I can factor this into two binomials. They're going to have the same sign because it's perfect square, and it's going to equal 49. So I need two numbers that multiply to 64. That's both going to be an 8. Leading coefficients of 1, so these are both an x. And then since I have a negative here, that means both of these are going to be negative. So this can be written now as x minus 8 squared equals 49. Now, once I'm from this step, in order to find out what x is, I can take the square root of both sides, move up here. So I have x minus 8 equals 7. And now to solve this, I'm going to add 8 to both sides. And this is going to be plus or minus 7 because it's a square root. And both minus 7 times minus 7 and plus 7 times plus 7 will both give me 49. So we're going to do this here as, we'll do it first as positive. So I have x, these add up to 0, equals 15. That's one solution. And then the other one is when the 7 is negative, and then I add 8 to both sides here. And what I get is x equals 1. So those are the two possible solutions for this. Let's look at a third example. In this example, we have it in standard form, but I need to have the c value moved over to the other side because this is where we're going to put the perfect square. So I start over by writing x squared minus 14x. I move this to the other side, so I'm subtracting 40 from both sides, so I get minus 40. Next thing that I want to do is I want to complete the square, so I need to take half of 14, which is 7, and then I'm going to square it, which is 49, so I put plus 49 here and plus 49 here. I then rewrite, and I get x squared minus 14x plus 49 equals 9. On the next line, I can rewrite this. I have two binomials. So I have x and x. Two numbers that multiply to 49 would be 7 and 7. And in order for them to both be negative, When I'm adding, they must both be negative here. And then this equals 9. Now this can be rewritten as x minus 7 squared equals 9. Now I want to take the roots of both sides. So when I do that, I take the square root of this side, the square root of this side. And once I take the square root of both sides, I have x minus 7 equals plus or minus 3. So this one will be plus 3. And I'll also do x minus 7 equals minus 3. Now when I add 7 to both sides, I get x, 0 pair, and 10. That's one of the roots. And then over here I add 7 to both sides. And I get x equals plus 4. And that's the other root. To test it, I would take the 10 and bring it up to here, and 10 squared is 100, minus 140 plus 40 equals 0. And it holds true, because this would be 100 minus 140 is minus 40, and minus 40 plus 40 equals 0. And if I try 4 squared is 16, minus 64. So this would be minus 40 plus 40 equals 0 again. So these work out.